Remember, Joe Biden's son, Hunter, served on the board of Burisma, despite having no previous experience in the energy industry. It was pretty clear he was given that job based on his name and as part of, everyone wants insurance, right? We talked about the insurance policy against President Trump. Well, they had insurance policy to protect themselves from investigation by having the son of the man who was on point for Obama on Ukraine corruption, Joe Biden. Judicial Watch obtained actually only 3 pages of records from the State Department in response to a lawsuit we filed in January of this year seeking records of communications from the U.S. Embassy in Kyiv mentioning Burisma. So it was a really simple lawsuit. Give us documents about Burisma. So needless to say, they've been slow walking the release of the documents, and they gave us emails that I think some of which may have been previously reported on or were given to Citizens United, which is another conservative group that sometimes that does a lot of good FOIA work as well. Dave Bossie runs it. But the email was sent 4 days prior to the inauguration of President Trump to a redacted recipient and CC'd to Ambassador Yovanovitch. And it was sent by George Kent, who was a top Deputy Assistant Secretary of State in charge of Ukraine. So he was Obama's guy there. And the email was sent 4 days, I said beforehand, before Trump came in, with the subject line, Medvedchuk-linked Vesti trolls Biden. And that's a left, and that means it's that translates not literally, but he's referencing a Russia-linked publication trolling Biden. What are they trolling Biden on, the Russians? Burisma, gift that keeps on giving. With Medvedchuk-affiliated Vesti pushing the troll-like storyline on visit day. So Biden was there or about to be there in Ukraine, and the Russians are laughing and making fun of him because of his son's business dealings in Ukraine. Remember, Joe Biden's son, Hunter, served on the board of Burisma, despite having no previous experience in the energy industry. It was pretty clear he was given that job based on his name and as part of, everyone wants insurance, right? We talked about the insurance policy against President Trump. Well, they had insurance policy to protect themselves from investigation by having the son of the man who was on point for Obama on Ukraine corruption, Joe Biden. And of course, Joe Biden infamously admitted to forcing out by threat of withholding with Obama's acquiescence $1 billion in aid to Ukraine, forcing out a state prosecutor that was coincidentally looking at Burisma. And of course, George Kent and Yovanovitch were anti-Trump witnesses during the impeachment. In fact, what I always thought was interesting about the coup impeachment is that much of the testimony, or I shouldn't say much of the testimony showed that the Obama State Department and White House were both worried about Burisma and Joe Biden. So not only was President Trump right to raise questions about it, others in the Obama administration had raised questions about it. A congressman questioned Kent at the hearing. Okay, this is what the congressman asked. Okay, but Hunter Biden's role in Burisma's board of directors. At some point, you testified in your deposition that you expressed some concerns to the vice president's office. Is that correct? That is correct. What did they do about the concern you expressed? I have no idea. I reported my concern to the office of vice president. So this new email shows that, let me go back to the email. The email again shows that that Burisma is the gift that keeps on giving. That shows that they had a long-standing issue with Burisma, right? I mean, it indicates that they've talked about it before. So we have an email showing the Obama State Department had a long-standing concern about the Burisma issue as it relates to Joe Biden and his son Hunter, and how the Burisma's involvement with the Biden family and how it implicated Joe Biden was undermining U.S. policy in Ukraine. It gave the Russians a way to beat up Joe Biden. I mean, let's say Joe Biden's there in Ukraine for all the right reasons, to to battle corruption. I don't know. I'm more interested in battling corruption here at home, but that's another matter. Heal thyself, physician, right? And how can he credibly do that when his son has a make-work position on the board of a corrupt company in Ukraine? It's a joke, and the Russians are making it a joke. And the next question I have for you is, why are you only hearing about this from me? Joe Biden's running for the president. The media doesn't want to cover any of this. Burisma, Ukraine, all of that's gone down the memory hole. All that's gone down the memory hole. Well, Judicial Watch is going to be your source for truth. It's not because we tell you not to vote for Joe Biden or we oppose Joe Biden on policy or any other reason. It's because we have this information about government corruption that's been largely unchecked and covered up, and was the basis for the cover-up of which led to the impeachment coup of Trump. I mean, they were attacking our constitutional system to cover up this corruption. So this is a big issue for Judicial Watch, and we're going to kick it, or we're going to keep on kicking it, kicking the rocks, whatever the metaphor is, whether or not Joe Biden wins. Because this is what's behind the coup. This is what's behind Obamagate, in part. We're not giving up. Durham may give up. Barr may give up. Judicial Watch won't give up. We are relentless, and we're able to be relentless because we have your support.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all the latest news from Judicial Watch.